Monday. It's still on the bag.
So this kitty spent about 10 minutes exploring the garage. And now he is just lounging and super proud of himself. So you will remember from a couple of weeks ago that my friend Ashley is a, I don't know what they're called, representative person, advocate, whatever. And she sent me a little drop, a little tiny sample size of an oil to try on my crusty knees. They have arthritis and tendon issues and everything else. So it worked pretty well. I was very inconsistent with trying it, but it worked pretty well. So while I went to visit her when she was up close to town, we had a conversation about pee and his hives that he's been having. He's having some kind of crazy allergic reaction to a bunch of stuff. So we tried out some coconut oil with a couple of drops of lavender, I think, and rubbed it on his legs. And he took a little pill that's got a lot of extract, that has all the extracts in it, and he felt better. Like his legs stopped itching. So I decided we were gonna try this stuff and see if that makes his hives do great things. So this is the Essentials Kit. I have, oh, I guess this is what's in it. So yeah, it's got all of that fun stuff in it. And I'm gonna have to read about it, but this one, the lavender, is what's supposed to be really good for his hives, and she sent me a list of other things to add into it if they're really bad. Like, I know there's lavender, lemon, and then something else she said to add to it if it gets bad. So we'll give that a try. I also ordered some other little fun things to try because her boys have allergies and asthma and breathing problems, and she has just gotten really into this and has had great results from it. So I figured it cannot hurt to give it a try. Cannot hurt to give it a try. So this is for headaches, and I think this is the roll-on thing. So I get really bad migraines and tension headaches. So I'm gonna try that one. I think this is the Rolly, where you roll it behind your ears like it's a perfume, and then if it's a really bad headache, you also do it on the back of your neck. Yeah, so I might have to keep this in my bag. Woo-hoo-hoo. Keep this in my bag, yeah. So, I'm excited. Should be an interesting, it's gonna be 2 hands to get all that stuff off. Hold tight. Yeah, that's the Rolly, like a little perfume roller. So, and it smells pretty good. I think the main smell in there is like, I don't even know, hang on. It's got the lavender in it, so that might be what I'm smelling the most. It's just, it's clear that it smells, but it smells good. It's not overpowering. It doesn't make you smell like a scented candle or anything. So I figured that's worth a try, because I try really hard not to take a lot of medication, because I know in the past that when I take a whole bunch of Tylenol or a whole bunch of Advil like several days in a row, my body becomes immune to it and doesn't work anymore. So I try not to take over-the-counter meds for that, or even my prescription migraine stuff very often, unless it's like a dire needs situation, just to try it. So what else do we have? We have an encouraging blend. I think this was a freebie. I think some of these were freebie for getting tried. The lemongrass, which wasn't a freebie. I know I paid for this because you can tell by the difference of the size. Lemongrass is one of my all-time favorite smells. It's also one of my all-time favorite things to have in tea. So I am really excited about having that in like a diffuser or something, so the whole house smells delicious. This is a peppermint beadlet, so I can't remember. This is for like upset stomach, and it also acts as a little breath mint, and they're these tiny little beads. Wait, there's a thing on it. Hold tight. So beadlets are these tiny little drops, things, and hoo-ha's, and they are so cute. So I'm gonna give those a try. I figured, you know, again, can't hurt. I get upset stomach and digestive issues a lot, so rather than just sitting still doing nothing about it, I figured, why not give that a try? Can't hurt. So this one is the On Guard, and I'm pretty sure that that's allergies. I can't remember exactly. I'm gonna have to do some serious looking up. So this one is Cheer, and it was also a freebie, you can tell by the size. And this one is supposed to be like when you're stressed out or kind of in just your general funk. You put that in the diffuser and it's supposed to like be all rah rah, go for it kinds of things. And then there is this guy, this citrus blend, which I think I got because it just smells so good. But it's all invigorating and whatever. So it's supposed to make you feel better about life and whatever, I guess. I don't know. But it smelled amazing, so that's why I got that one. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about all of this, and I may have to go on the Amazon and find a box that'll hold all of these in one place, just to keep everything tidy. And Remus is heading for the box. Did you get distracted? You don't like the bubble wrap. Here, let me move that. There you go. There you go, Doodle. Oh, just passing through? All right. This is handy. Inside the box of the medical kit thing, they have all of the bits and how to use it, when to use it, and all that kind of stuff. And then these little codes and things that tell you if they're topical or diffused or whatever. Yeah, so when I've got time later this afternoon, because my day is pretty easy actually, I'm done at 7:30, I will go through and read all about all of these things. So, hooray! He's back in the box. He's a good boy. Now he's super in the box. That little kitty is entrenched. So I had a little, ooh, close, very close. I had a little adventure this afternoon on my lunch break. And I was out of face toner thingies from First Aid Beauty. So I ran over to the next town over. I'm actually, interestingly enough, my town is sandwiched in between two different towns that both have Ultas. One's a little larger than the other. So I went to the larger one just because it's a little far, well, it's a lot farther away. It's like I say a lot, it's like an extra 10 minutes away. But I figured I'm not gonna have to go there again because my town is actually getting an Ulta now, and it should be open in the next month or two. So I didn't fuss too much about it, but I was out of these things, the facial radiant pads, which are the exfoliator, the tone, and the brightening things, and they work like a champ. I really like them. I use them twice a day, morning and evening. I divide them up actually into, like, I'll buy the big one because it's cheaper, and then I'll put them in the two smaller ones because the drawers where they're kept are shallow. Not that you needed to know that, that was not important. The reason I picked up the camera was because I have always been a big Sephora fan. I've always loved Sephora, and I've always kind of avoided Ulta just because, I don't know, it just, something about it, like it didn't feel as good to me. Like things, I know we've talked about this before, but it's important to me that when I go into a store somewhere that I feel comfortable, and yeah, really that's all it is, that I feel comfortable, and whether that means that I'm comfortable with the product or the aesthetic or the people who work there or whatever, or I won't go. Like I can't tell you how many hair salons I went to trying to find stylists and an environment where I felt comfortable. Like some places are just way too cool for me, and some places just didn't make me feel good. So I figure I have these instincts for a reason, and I need to listen to them when at all possible. So, right, so I've always preferred Sephora to Ulta for, you know, that feeling. And that's really the only reason. But when I went, so the nearest Sephora to me is the one in JCPenney, and it's not very big and doesn't usually have the things that I want. And so when I have to go to Sephora, I've got to go all the way up to Atlanta, which is at least 45 minutes to an hour away. Point is, I was fresh out, so I went to Ulta in the next town over and discovered that they have all the things that Sephora doesn't carry anymore. Like Sephora doesn't carry Soap and Glory products anymore. Ulta now does. And I use this stuff like cray. I go through it pretty quickly, actually, kind of absurdly quickly, but this is amazing. This is amazing on my skin. It's amazing on my KP, which is that little bumpy stuff on on my arms and my thighs, and smells so good. Right. And I was really bummed out when Sephora stopped carrying it. And so I had to turn to like Amazon and start buying it from shady places on Amazon. But I'm really pleased that Sephora now has that. The other thing Sephora has that really got me thinking was that they gave me, okay, so I got my $1 million shampoo, which I know is $1 million, but holy cow, does it work. Because I got a living proof product, they gave me a living proof, they call it a free gift, but technically this is as big as the Sephora 100 point treats that you have to save up points to get. And that's something, this is a pre-shampoo treatment to fortify hair and lock in color. And I'm definitely gonna try it, because why not? And then for buying a single First Aid Beauty product, I got two things: the hydrating mist, which I will be using, well, I haven't, it's not that I will be, I have been using, especially because the summer, you know, you're so hot, and then I'll use it in the winter because it gets so dry. And then my favorite product of all time, which is the hydrating cream, the Ultra Repair Cream, Intense Hydration. This stuff, I swear by it. It is the thing that I could not live without. And that's the perfect size. Like, that's not your tiny little sample size. This is a big old 100 point from Sephora thing, and I have spent 100 points. Every time they have this available at the Sephora, I spend the 100 points to get this. So yeah, so I got 300 point size stuff for free for just purchasing other products in that brand. They carry the stuff that Sephora no longer carries. I mean, they have all the things that I like. I know Sephora has a lot of brands, a lot of much higher end brands, but I don't use those I don't use those. They have everything that I use. They have the Too Faced, they have Tarte, they've got Too Faced, Tarte, and First Aid Beauty. That's really all I use. And then of course this living proof stuff. Oh, I just knocked myself in the face with that. And of course this living proof stuff. And then I was really thinking about it. I was like, you know what? This is pretty serious. This is a serious blow to Sephora that I'm getting 300 point products for free. And their reward program isn't points that you get to spend on sample size stuff that's very limited and not always brands or products that you want to try. They give you store credit with their point reward program. I was like, you know, I'm pretty sure that this is it. We're saying goodbye to Sephora from now on. And then as I was walking out the door, I noticed that they had my smell. The one and only smelly stuff that doesn't make me sneeze, that doesn't make other people around me sneeze, is called pink sugar, and Sephora stopped carrying it in stores. And Ulta, on the way out the door, had a whole stand of different pink sugar products with that smell. And I was like, and done. That really did it. That really did it for me. So when I am out of these things in 30 days, the Sephora in my town should be open by then, and by then I will also need another little pink sugar rolly ball thing. So I have officially ditched Sephora. So as it turns out, my little mini hauls are pretty popular and you guys like to see what I get. And frankly, I think I might be interested to see what I'm getting, you know, when I watch these back when I'm 104 or whatever. So today, I hit up Sprouts before my day started. I've only got like 5 minutes to show you all of the stuff that I got at the Sprouts. So as we all know that I have hit sort of a rock bottom feeling of the walrus body, and I am on a mission to figure out some things that work for me in order to lose some weight. So I did a little research into some of my medications, and a lot of them actually do cause weight gain. So there may not be much I can do, but we're gonna give it a good kick in the pants kind of try. So did some Sprouts shopping for some breakfasty type things and some snacky things, and I am also going to go with P to a gym that has something called a aquatic bar. So you know how Pure Barre is like the new trend for toning and weight loss and stuff? Well, I'm not into classes, because classes, I don't know, I don't like people watching me, but in a pool, I'm mostly submerged, and that would be so much better on my arthritis and all my joints and things. So I am really thinking about it, So P and I are gonna go talk to those people at the gym and have a conversation and see what they can offer and how much it is, and can we sort of tailor something to all of my problems, like my high blood pressure and my asthma and joints and muscles and blah. And I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, sneeze done. Whoozy what's it. So now I'm gonna show you what I got from the Sprouts, and we're gonna do this really fast because, like I said, I only have 5 minutes and 2 of those minutes are gone. So here we go. First up, I got a couple of milk alternatives. This one is a coconut milk. I'm gonna use that for things like iced coffee and chai lattes, because I really like the coconut milk that they use at Starbucks for the frappuccinos. So I figured I can give that a whirl. I got almond milk to give a try as well. I got a second almond milk somewhere here. Here's a second almond milk that I figured we can you know, give it a shot. Give it a shot. You're not supposed to be on the table. Okay, so then here is a organic whipping cream that I needed, and here is a coconut milk coffee creamer, which I thought would be worth a chance. So give it a try. Snacky things. These are rice cakes, but this is a 5-grain rice cake, and they're super skinny. Do you see how thin they are? Okay, focus. There we go. Do you see how thin they are? So good. I had this kind, this brown rice kind before, and it was amazing. These are really, really delicious. So I'm gonna try them in the 5-grain and also in the quinoa version, the red rice and quinoa. Ugh. And those will be, with peanut butter, they're pretty filling for immediate consumption, but they leave you also pretty quickly. So this is sort of like a snacky thing that when I'm starving in between lunch and dinner, I can have a couple of these with some peanut butter. Okay, next we have raspberries that are really, really beautiful in color. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen raspberries look this healthy before at a grocery store. I also picked up a little sushi for that was wrapped right before my very eyes. So it's Sushi Wednesday, right? And they have a local sushi restaurant come in and wrap sushi every Wednesday. So this might be my new lunch on Wednesday, because holy cow, I'm really excited about that. And there's my sodium-free soy sauce. Ugh. I got a loaf of bread, which is just a multi-grain bread loaf, but I walked by it while they were baking it, and oh my gosh, it smells so good. So we'll give that a try. I may need a bread box now. These are parchment paper baking sheets. I use these all the time to line all of my baking sheets no matter what I'm baking, just because it keeps the pans clean and not crusty. I got wooden spoons, which I thought was a super cool idea. So those little muffins in a cup thing. Now I have a compostable. These aren't wooden. What am I talking about? These are like plant-based or something, right? Yeah, made from corn. So these are corn forks. And I thought with the muffin in a tin thing, rather than taking a plastic fork, or you know, we're still one of my forks out of the house, I can take one of these and be confident that it's not going to add to any of the waste problems we've got in the world. I got more of this stuff. This stuff is all of the things. After trying all of those teas, this stuff is the winner. I loved it. So they had that flavor, and they had another flavor that looked pretty good too. This one is a super fruit, so it's got some pomegranate in it. Can never go wrong with pomegranate. Then I saw these. I haven't tried these yet. This is green tea with ginseng, and this one is green tea that's mint, and I do like a good mint good mint green tea. This is a organic, a delicious, raw, gently filtered honey. Very excited. It's a bummer it's from Colorado and not from Georgia, so it's not gonna help me with my allergies, but holy cow, did it look delicious. Then we got orange juice with pulp, not a lot of pulp, but with pulp, and Greek yogurt with this the honey vanilla flavor, and then some granola to go in that Greek yogurt. I got several kinds of granolas. So this blueberry walnut kind. This one is jam and strawberry shortbread, which looks amazing. And then when I'm feeling frisky, chocolate almond granola, which also looks really, really good. And then I picked up a whole bunch of avocados. There we go, whole bunch of avocados, because I would like to start making avocado on toast, because that is good for you. And that's it. That's my Sprouts haul, and he should still not be on the table, and yet he is. So, hooray! Okay, so I did a massive clean out of the fridge and the cabinet and the pantry today, and I have, I think I have purged it of all of the things that are not good for you, except for maybe the chocolate syrup, which we're just gonna hide back there. Still gonna hide back there. Now I'm gonna eat my sushis and be happy with lunch and whatnot. Yay! It's Thursday, and he's still in the box. Big crows. Big crows. Oh man. I have got the diffuser kicking. Smells great. I put lemon in there because I figured that was probably the best smell to try to start out with. So we'll see how that goes. And Remus is still in his box. And all of my oils that I got shipped are labeled on the tops. So when the box gets here tomorrow, because they all sit in the box top up, so you don't want to like pull up and read every single one. So they, ooh, dangerous. So they included little stickers for all of the tops. And I just labeled everybody, so easy, whatever, something. So I'll probably end up keeping these all in the kitchen, and I'm hoping that the box will fit somewhere around in here. I did do a massive clean out of the cabinets, so if not, it can fit up here with the pancakes and the when I'm sick soup. So yeah, so this guy is the car diffuser. You plug him into a cigarette lighter, and I don't know why he's having such a hard time focusing. There we go. You plug him into the cigarette lighter and you let him diffuse from the top, right? And I want to put a minty smelly one in there, but I don't know that I got a minty one. I have peppermint. That would do, I guess. Well, we'll see how well the lemon thing works out, and then we'll move on from there. Woohoo! So here's something fun and educational. The center bit of this really long blind of window that looks out onto the deck has been sagging for a little while, and I just couldn't figure it out. Like maybe it was just finally giving into pressure under the weight of the thing or whatever. But I discovered that one of these little strings was just hanging off randomly by itself, and it was much shorter than the rest of the strings. So I figured out that it really belongs in this little nubby thing right here. So this guy has a bead on it, so he goes into the other side. So this knot must have come undone, focus, from this little guy. So I have to get this frayed end of string through that, knot it, and then put it back together, and then hopefully everything will be aligned again. that's what I'm gonna go with anyway. Remus is still in the box. That was easier than I thought it would be. Excellent. And we're mostly straight. Yay!
Remus is still in the box.
So you know how I said I ordered a box for all the essential oils? I really hope it's not this big. Holy cow. It's like a Russian nesting doll. It is seriously like a Russian nesting doll. Are you kidding me? That giant box for that. What a waste. Holy mackerel. Okay, so the box is bigger than I had originally anticipated, but I think it'll be just fine. I'll make it work. So what's really neat is it lifts. Ooh, ooh, and it also has a little drawer for your big ones. So like my headache stuff can go there, and the beadlet things can go here. Very nice. I'm pleased. Smells great. All right, so I have removed the coffee maker that only gets used when we have company, which is not very often. And put the oil stuff there next to the tea, so it's like a whole little healthy smorgasbord. Healthy smorgasbord. Coffee makers down here within easy reach for anybody who does want it. Also, there are hummingbirds out there and out there.
Inside into the house and lock them out, and then they become a role reversal. Do you not remember I put somebody once in a like, oh,
So I had an idea.
This is what the flower bed looks like right on the side of my front steps, and it's trash day, so pay no attention to the trashy stuff. But this stuff is horrible, and the landscaping crew never keeps it tight up against the edge of the driveway, so I am going to prune it all out and replace it with a whole bunch of giant pots of pretty things. Oh dear. Oh, had a little mishap. Dadgummit. So my, I don't even know what time it is anymore. My 4 o'clock didn't answer the phone, and I waited my customary 10 minutes to see if she'd call back, and she did not. So now I have an unexpected break, which I really ought to use to email the candidates that have asked for updates this week, but I'm gonna do that after my 5 o'clock because I like to do that at the very end of the day so I can shut down my computer and not worry about the responses, because some of the responses can get pretty intensely ugly, and I like to do these things on Fridays and sort of let myself get some distance from sending all the, I'm sorry you were not accepted for the position or whatever. And yeah, so I'm gonna use my next, it's 4:22 now, so I waited 20 minutes for her to call back, which was unusual. I shouldn't have done that, it was too long. Anyway, I'm gonna use this time to go put some finishing touches on the flower bed by the front steps. And, oh, here's something new. Ignore the giant walrus body. I'm working on it. I'm also in a really baggy t-shirt and shorts that don't fit properly. So there it is. Got a little tiny, I like how I turned it so you could see it the sideways of the mirror because the camera turned too. Oh, I'm really tired. This bit, that bit is new. And I kind of like it. It gives me a lot more room to grab, and it's easier to flip the screen, flip the camera around and whatever without me having to touch the microphone, which I have noticed has been a problem every time I try to flip the camera around. It makes a lot of ruffly noise on the mic. So now I'm having a flashing battery, so I'm gonna go change my battery. I'm gonna put the the finishing touches on the flower bed in the front, and then I'm gonna sit back down and plenty of time to cool off for my 5 o'clock call. Then I'm gonna respond to all those poor candidates, and then I'm gonna finish cleaning the house, and then I'm gonna cook dinner. Hooray! heaven help me, I've gone and downloaded it. The good news is I already have 2 of my favorites. I have got, I've got an Eevee. She's, oh, I love her so much. And she's probably the only one that I will keep 2 of, because when she evolves, she'll change and she won't be as cute. But I'll probably keep one as a little Eevee and then evolve another one. And then my other one I call Jigglypoof, but her name is actually like Jigglypuff, but I call her Jigglypoof. Yes, look at her! Look at her! She's so cute! In the one and only Pokemon game I ever played as a kid, she was in, hang on, I'll fix that. In the one and only Pokemon game that I ever played as a kid, or as like a teenager or whatever, it was on the Nintendo 64, and I can't remember the name of it. Maybe Pokemon Snap, I guess? You rode a little train through a zoo, essentially, of Pokemon, and you had to take pictures of the different Pokemon doing different things, and you got more points for the rare stuff. And for Jigglypoof, she sang at the very end of the train ride, she sang a little song, and I just loved her so much. So I'm very happy about that. I'm not obsessed just yet, but I feel like my personality is just gonna give way, and I am gonna become obsessed, because that's the way I do things. I don't do things in halves. If I'm going in on something like this oil business, I couldn't just start out with 2 to see if they worked. I had to start out with 10, you know? It's, ugh. Well, 7 of those came in a kit, but you know what I mean. It's like, I can't do anything slowly. It's not in my personality, and it is a major flaw of mine, and I think that goes along with my inability to wait. I'm not patient. I don't wait well. And I try. I do try, but it just never works out. So Saturday didn't have a whole lot of clips because we went to one of Parrish's friends' baby girl turned 1 this weekend, so we went to her party on Saturday, and it was an hour away, and it was a pool party, and we were there like 3 or 4 hours. No, 4 hours. And then an hour home. So it was like the majority of the day was prepping for that, getting the present for that, wrapping the present for that, driving up there, being there, driving back, and then we went on a little golf cart ride last night. And all the way around the parts of the path that go by the lake, it was just every roll of the tire, rotation of the tire, it seemed like there was a new Pokemon. So I had told myself, I will play the Pokemon and I will stop on the lakeside, because you never see deer on the lakeside. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I don't know why they don't like being back there, but I never see deer on that lake path. It could be because it is really, really populated. Like, there are a lot of people there. So that could be it. But we were out at like 9 o'clock at night, and so were a whole bunch of other people, and they were doing the exact same thing. It was hilarious. So thankfully, the Pokestops and Parrish's game Ingress have the same locations. Like, Ingress was developed by the same company as the Pokemon, and they used the portals in Ingress to be Pokestops in the Pokemon Go. So it works out that when he needs to stop, so do I. So that was great. And then I put my phone down, and unfortunately the game's got to be on to register your distance. So it's like, so when the game is on, I don't get, the screen is on, which means I don't get notifications on my watch. So every time the phone vibrates, I look at it to see if it's a text from mom, or an email from work, or a Pokemon. So I need to find a good balance. I think I might keep the phone on the non-deer spotting things, and then just turn it off. You know, sleep it when I'm in the deer spotting territory, because I don't want to become so engrossed in this game that I miss all the best parts of the golf cart path, which are deer spotting, essentially. So I want to be very careful that I don't become, there's a car, hang on. Right, so I don't want to become one of those people who just has their head down in their Pokemon game and forgets to look around them and enjoy what's happening around you, especially on the golf cart, because that's a big relaxation thing for me. So that was my week. And there are more cars and more people looking at me strangely, so I'm gonna go. That was my week. Encourage each other with sweetness and light. I'll see you next Sunday.